is pretty much your gear damage at max level. Again, I really like that to see, like, you know, how far you can go if you actually level this gear up all the way. So yeah, speaking of leveling the gear up all the way, sometimes when you're crafting higher level gear, it actually requires a certain level of gear. So like you might need like a level 5 sword to create your next tier sword. So yeah, that's really important, especially because gear is actually required for dungeons in this game. Like usually dungeons are just, you know, based on like your level or, you know, like how many dungeons you've completed before it. But in this game you actually need the gear to do it. So it's actually pretty interesting. I think it really helps because you'll never get somebody that's dreadfully undergeared for your dungeon. So it's put into like 5-star category, and you can get a 0-star gear, which is the crap you start out with, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, and the coveted 5-star gear, which is the best of the best. Currently I'm at like 2 and 3 stars right now. 2 and 3-star gear is you know, generally in the middle of stuff. As you can see, there's the heat that's leveling stuff up. I didn't get that much heat because, you know, I'm running a really easy dungeon with really high level gear, so yeah. So as you can see, this level has a different theme. The way you can like determine the themes of levels is actually by running dungeons that were already unlocked, and you can gather minerals from them, which was those things that I was busting up earlier with my sword and guns. If you gather enough of those minerals, then you can put them into these little gate things that are pretty much just not unlocked yet dungeons. And the dungeons like rotate like every so often. Like if you go away for a week and then you come back, you're not going to see any of the same dungeons that you did see, which is pretty good because it keeps things moving, and like you'll never actually be able to complete Spiral Knights, which is really cool. Especially since there's like only one server in Spiral Knights. Like you're going to be able to like interact with pretty much everybody in the game, which is, you know, it's pretty cool. You know, they do have like different like servers for you know, like what you know, what town you're in, but it's essentially all on the same server, so like everybody can chat with everybody, which again is really cool. You'll never have to worry about, you know, like transferring servers or anything. Again, a very good plus. And let me kill this guy here real quick. So yeah, the minerals that you get, they're directly related to like what type of stuff you're gonna find in the instance. So like, let's say, I don't know what the minerals are exactly, but let's say you get like a whole bunch of red minerals and you deposit it, and like, let's say like everybody else just randomly decides to get a whole bunch of red minerals and just deposit them into the next gate, then chances are, let's say red minerals are fire types, you're going to get a very fiery dungeon next. So that's really cool. It kind of like lets you have a say in what the dungeon you're getting next is, which is always good, you know, let the people have their say. So that's really interesting. And also, if you like really want like a dungeon to be sorry, if you really want a dungeon to be like a certain gear type, let's say you're like in a really hardcore raiding guild and you all stack frost resistance gear or something, or like poison resistance gear, then you can actually raise the price of minerals. You get paid if you put minerals into the dungeons. So like people will get paid more if they put their minerals in that dungeon, which is really good because the game has like this auto sell mechanic, which puts your minerals into the highest dungeon, highest level, you know, highest paying area, which is really good. So like you can actually control like what's going on in the dungeon. So like if you're a really hardcore raiding guild, it's really expensive, like in the millions of crowns. But if you're like in a hardcore raiding guild, you actually might like that. So speaking of endgame content and hardcore raiding, I believe that there are a couple bosses at the end of the dungeon area. So far, I haven't been able to see any because I'm not at the highest tier, but I believe that there are some bosses at the end. I don't think that there's that much endgame progression. There are achievements to do, you know, but once you complete Spiral Knights, you pretty much just complete Spiral Knights. There's like nothing really, how should I put this? There's nothing There are like no like final like there's no hardcore endgame progression essentially. Like this, you won't find like anything like Rift or WoW in here. And this is essentially what I mean by caster mob. They're really annoying. So yeah, so if you are looking to get into this game really hardcore, you know, just acknowledge that you will beat it someday. They are doing a really good job at, you know, keeping the game up to date, patching everything, but as far as I know, there won't be any like new tiers or anything. So sorry for those people that want to progress in a more hardcore kind of fashion. These are little prize boxes. They just contain dungeon items and crowns, which are those little coins, and heat, which are those little globules, so it's always good to seek those out if you can. The red ones actually give better loot than the green ones, and the ones with hearts on them always contain hearts, so if you are running low on health and you see a heart box, be sure to smash it. Ooh, what is that gate? Let's see. Oh, this one is a energy gate. This is actually the second energy for prize gate I've seen, which is, I guess it's okay. Usually the energy isn't worth the prize, but, you know, sometimes you get some mobs to kill, which is, you know, that's always good. So as you can see, I got some heat and a couple crowns for my energy. Probably could have gotten a better deal out of the arenas, but that's okay. So, yeah. I'm just gonna kill these slimes. Wow, these things are resilient little buggers. There we go. The wonder of annihilating slime. So, that's your little, dungeon health capsule potion-y thing right there. And we move on. Here's some more, minerals. Also, the cool thing about, looting minerals and, I guess pretty much everything else except for materials and dungeon items, is that they go to everybody in the party, so you don't have to worry about somebody ninja looting your awesome mineral. And the bigger the mineral, the more minerals you get. So this one would give you 1 green mineral, but this one would give you 2 yellow minerals because it has 2 little prongs on it. So I'm going to pick up my little 2 thing. So you don't really have to worry about who gets what mineral because you're all getting them in the end. Same thing for crowns, heat, pretty much everything other than items, which again, I believe are randomly generated or randomly given to people. So you don't have to worry about who picks anything up, really. And the dungeon items are just dungeon items. There's nothing really important about those. So yeah, here I am in another arena. They usually don't occur this often, but I believe I got 3 arenas in my last dungeon run of like 8 floors or something. So they do occur like often, but not like this often, like not every floor. So I might edit later arenas or maybe even this arena out. So if so, I will see you later, but if not, sit back and enjoy the ownage. I love how much damage these charge attacks do. Also, that little thing right there, the little ring of frost, is essentially a giant freezy trap. Those of you who play World of Warcraft or pretty much any other MMO where they have giant freezy circles know what I know what I mean. Boom. And as usual, pretty much every slime that dies drops 1. These can freeze you pretty badly. Freezing is not something that you want, especially in an arena where you want to remain mobile. So, yeah. Fighting my way through those things like a boss. this is pretty much the shield. When you get attacked, it'll lose some health, but you won't take any damage, so it's pretty good for getting out of those sticky situations. Also, when you put it up, first it will actually get rid of some of the mobs around you. It'll push them back, so it's pretty good if you get surrounded. It's your #1 survival tool if you do get surrounded, so, you know, always make sure that you have a decently upgraded shield. You know, you're not going to use it always, but it will save you in a whole bunch of times. What is that slime doing? Oh, it's frozen. Like, the last dungeon I ran, everything, like, just stayed in the corner for some reason, which leads me to believe that, the AI in this game isn't the best. If I can find a clip, in my, last dungeon run, where the, AI was being a little bit less than superb, I will show you, because it was just bad. Don't expect the voice to be any louder than a cricket on a cricket in New York City, let's put it that way. By the way. You can also use energy to revive yourself. I was trying to die just so I could show you. Yeah, right. So yeah. You can use energy to revive yourself. This gives some RMT players a little bit of an advantage, but not much, because for a typical 8th-floor dungeon run, you're going to be able to revive yourself maybe like 3 times. And you can also revive everybody else for, you can pretty much pick up their revive tabs. So that's pretty cool. You can also pick up their tab and everything, so again, really, really cool. So like if somebody runs out of energy in your dungeon run, and like they're your friend or something, and you happen to have a lot of excess energy, then, you know, you can be a really cool guy and, you know, pick up their tab, which is really, really cool. You can also pick up, like, you know, their gate tab, their revive tab, so it's pretty comprehensive of what you can pick up for people, because you know, it gives Sega monies, so, you know, that's always a good reason to implement stuff. Another example of how the shield can not save you. In the freeze dungeons, you're going to find yourself dying a lot, so you might want a running gun, but I'm trying to get this done, so, you know, I don't really mind picking up that many revives. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of different status effects in the game. I have no idea what half of them do, so I do know that fire is a dot.